This court is fast. Can't afford to sit back.
It's brilliant from Raducanu, remarkable in fact. She breaks 3 times and holds serve as well with relative ease. A 6-love bagel set in the books for the former US Open champ. Oh, it's just terrific. Not an easy shot, that short forehand. You see so often players make a mistake on it. Raducanu does everything right after a really well-placed serve. Knew exactly where she wanted to hit it. Didn't change her mind. Big game. First game of any set, always crucial. There's a chance for Kuzmova to turn things around. She couldn't manage it. 7 games to the good. Well, she talked about wanting to play fearless tennis in 2023. And that's what Emma Raducanu has done so far in this match. 22-minute first set, which her first serve percentage was excellent. Hit 8 winners to her opponent's 4. Fewer unforced errors as well. And look at that, in total points, 15 more, breaking 3 times from 5 opportunities. Can't and it won't get much better than that. And not at the top level of women's tennis. Well, Kuzmova got a little lucky there. Just not getting that much depth on her shot. It's allowing Raducanu to dictate proceedings. Didn't quite get her forehand, or her feet, I should say, up to that shorter forehand. Hence the mistake in the net. It's another tricky shot for Raducanu. Can't get the ball to get down just in time. Raducanu just wanting clarification on how far the ball missed, how much, but she won't get to challenge, not here on this indoor court. Didn't need clarification on how much that one missed by, quite a margin. Kuzmova a point away from getting on the board. That would certainly be of some relief, I'm sure, for her. Brilliant return of serve. And Another winner on the board. Kuzmova finding that shot particularly tricky. Needs to get a little bit more knee bend. Open up the racket face just a little bit more on the backhand slice. It's a shot which players who do play on indoor courts are familiar with. And there it is, finally. Kuzmova for sure will avoid the double bagel. She plays in this tournament for the 4th time. Got to the round of 16 in 2018, the semi-final in 2019. Some really good wins over Tamara Zidansek, Sofia Kenin and Amanda Anisimova. Beaten in the first round in 2020, the last time this event was being played. Kuzmova into round 2 this year. But she's got to hope that the Raducanu level will drop somewhat if she's to progress. Once again, excellent depth. You can see the ball really moving through the court. Got to have early preparation on these fast surfaces. Third ace of the match for Raducanu. Just too good. A hold to love. And a 2-1 lead for the Briton, who was simply sensational in set 1. Well, Viktoria Kuzmova is on the board. She held last time out. And we'll need to do it again if she's to stay on level pegging here with Emma Raducanu in set 2. Raducanu really has been returning superbly, cutting off the angle on that wide serve. I think she'll be delighted by the way her forehand technique is holding up. One thing to practice and be happy with a new technique in practice when there's nothing on the line, but when it comes to match play, you can start to overthink it. She just missed a bit. That was a good miss. Raducanu doing exactly what she needs to do, taking the ball as early as possible. In the way that we've seen Caroline Garcia be so successful. Frenchwoman is really aggressive on the returns, both first and second. Oh, it's an excellent play from Kuzmova. She's hit a couple of drop shots now, won both points. A little trickier on indoor courts, particularly fast ones, to play the drop shot because you need time. That is spot on. Nice short take back on the backhand return. And you can catch the ball early, drive it up the line. No chance for the server. Break points. Well, she went for it. She knew she had to, given her success rate behind the second serve, and it's a second serve ace. The pressure's building once more. Trying to take the ball early once more, but didn't quite catch it out in front enough. Too much height on the return. And the second break point, saved. Well, that ploy has not been working, but it did just then, the wide serve, dragging Raducanu out of position. Forehand up the line winner. Good work from Kuzmova. She kept her frustrations in check, being a lot more competitive. She's missed it. Set up the point with that really good forehand up the line. She keeps plugging away at the wide serve. And after a little bit of pressure there, Kuzmova comes through it. 2 games all. She managed to qualify for last year's US Open. Had some good wins there, beating Grabher, Shunk and Tomova, and Saras Rubes Tormo in the first round of main draw action, before getting beaten by Shelby Rogers. Kuzmova ranked 183 at the time. Now she's 134, has been as highly ranked as number 43 though. Raducanu's career high, number 10 in July of last year. Currently number 78. Raducanu's best performance in 2022 came late in the year, semi-final run in Seoul. Eventually had to retire from that tournament with a left glute injury. And this is going to be a test for her physically now, because Kuzmova's level has risen quite a few notches. This time it's Raducanu with the wide serve. Just works so well, but important to hit the spot. If you get it wrong, it's right in the strike zone of the opponent on their forehand. So an ace and a double fault in this game. That's a brilliant return. So the first time that Raducanu has faced any kind of pressure behind serve, facing 2 break points for the first time. Oh, that's excellent play. Kuzmova really doing nothing wrong on this point, just beaten by a better shot. Perhaps that backhand from Kuzmova was a fraction short. She's got another breakpoint chance though. And there it is, a break of serve for Viktoria Kuzmova, the qualifier from Slovakia. She's done well to turn this around. The 24-year-old in front. Not enough first serves in play in that previous game for Emma Raducanu, and she's penalised heavily. Broken for the first time in this match. And so it's Viktoria Kuzmova who has the second set lead. In a set which has already lasted 4 minutes longer than the first. This encounter suddenly has a very different dynamic to it. Raducanu running down the short ball very nicely indeed. She's a competent net player. Roar of come on from Raducanu. She knows how important it is to break right back. Doesn't want to let this woman get any more momentum than she already has. Oh, that's a poor miss from Kuzmova. Shot not really on from that position in the court. She had handed the advantage right back. Raducanu had 2 breakpoint chances in the previous Kuzmova service game. Now she's got one more. That's a point that Raducanu will feel she must have done better on. She had the advantage when the net cord took the sting right out of the Kuzmova backhand. Chance to consolidate the break. Oh, and she's missed it just long. A couple of unforced errors off the Raducanu racket. And it's a 4-2 lead for the Slovakian. Kuzmova still looking for her first singles title on the Logic WTA Tour, but she has won 3 doubles titles in Lyon, Bucharest and Prague. Also has 21 titles on the ITF circuit, 14 in singles, 7 in doubles. Kuzmova continues to up the tempo. That's beautiful play. Raducanu getting back on the front foot. It's really a matter of who can be the aggressor first. Raducanu with a 81% first serve percentage in set 1. That has dropped quite significantly. It certainly helps when you can land that first deal. Makes life an awful lot easier. Oh, that's a scorching return right out of the middle. And a game for Raducanu. She's staying in touch here. Kuzmova with the advantage, still in set 2 with a break and a 4-3 lead. Well, it's been a much stronger second set for the Slovakian. Playing her 4th match here in her 4th appearance in Auckland, where she's been a semi-finalist back in 2019. Just got used to the outdoor surface, having come through qualifying and beating Bernarda Pera. Now, player's been forced indoors because of persistent rain. Raducanu continues to try and challenge the serve, stepping in as much as she dare. Doesn't pay off on that occasion. Tactic surely is correct, though. First little look at her box. Frustration and disbelief. She's just not quite getting the contact that she was in the first set. This time the short ball doesn't really pay off. Raducanu very quick up to that ball. First step has to be explosive. Double fault and a chance for Raducanu. Well, that's a play that has been working for Kuzmova, the wide serve, forehand down the line, but this time it's netted. And for the 3rd game in this set, Raducanu has a break point. Just long, so Raducanu now 0 for 4 on breakpoint chances. This time Kuzmova serves to the backhand. Doesn't really move her feet around that shorter forehand shot, though. More pressure coming. Can she face and save a 5th break point? The number you saw there was for the match. Raducanu 3 from 10 on conversions. Yeah, she's made it. Lovely inside-out backhand. That was a very good second serve, wasn't it? Right in the corner. She's come up with the goods when she's needed them. Oh, how good was that from Raducanu, able to get one more ball back, but under too much pressure ultimately, and Viktoria Kuzmova holds another couple of break points. That's 5 total in this set, and holds her nerve as well, 5-3. That's the shot we see so many players missing. Drive through the ball with your legs as well as your arms. Good work from Kuzmova, inching closer to grabbing this second set. It hardly seemed possible, did it, after the bagel in the first? Just long, so it's a hold for Raducanu to 30. And she'll get one more chance to try and find the break after missing 5 breakpoint chances. Time is called, and it's time for Emma Raducanu to try and find the break that has so far eluded her in this second set, despite 5 chances. Viktoria Kuzmova attempting to serve out the second set, 5-4. That's an unlucky break. Net tape taking all the pace off the ball. Oh, it's a sensational return for Emma Raducanu, MBE. Neither player hearing the net cord, so we had a nice rally. We will be doing it again. Luca Lagano having trouble making his voice heard, despite the microphone. Oh, it's absolutely sensational from Raducanu. She's picked up the pace. And adds 3 more breakpoint chances to the 5 she's already had. Yeah, too much pressure at love 40. Kuzmova serves up second double faults. We're back on terms, 5 games all. Another look at the Raducanu team. Sebastian Sachs, former coach of Belinda Bencic, on the right. Physio Will Herbert on the left. They must be a little bit happier now. Their player has broken back. Oh, that's tough for Raducanu. Hopefully she's all right. Little slip there. Tried to get up. Didn't manage it in time. It's concern certainly for the Raducanu camp, given her spate of injuries last year. Unfortunately, the replay missed Raducanu slipping over in that right corner. She made it a priority to really get herself fit. Be ready for the rigours of the Hologic WTA Tour. It's not easy, especially given that 2021 was her first full season on tour, and there were so many expectations, weren't there, after that wonderful victory at the US Open. So not quite having the penetration it did. Didn't face a break point in that opening set. Oh, and that's a screamer of a return.
6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4. 6-4.
That's where the wide serve is so dangerous if you don't get the placement right. Kuzmova with 3 break points of her own. One saved. I wonder if Raducanu will try and avoid the Kuzmova forehand. Has broken 1 from 4 attempts. Sensible serving. And no doubt this one will go to the backhand as well of the Slovakian. That was a decent second serve. Kuzmova got all her racket through it. And she's got the break once more. Kuzmova up 6-5 second set. Well, she managed to break back in the previous game, Raducanu. She's going to need to do it again if she's to avoid a third set against Viktoria Kuzmova. Really picked up the pace, hasn't she, in set 2? She's got used to the faster surface. Looks like the player we were expecting out here. The world number 134 has been on a great run of form of late, taken out 4th seed this week. That is a well-placed second serve. Really handcuffed Raducanu into her right hip. She couldn't get a free swing at it. Kuzmova making those necessary adjustments. A booming serve. And 3 set points. Back-to-back aces, how about that? A wonderful ending to the second set. A wonderful comeback by the Slovakian. A set apiece, and for the second straight match, Emma Raducanu forced into a deciding third. Welcome back if you're just joining us. And this is not good news for fans of Emma Raducanu. Injury hits 2022. Put a lot of work in the gym in the off-season alongside Andy Murray's former strength and conditioning trainer, Jez Green. But she had an ankle roll late on in the second set. Happened right at the back of the courts to her left ankle. And obviously feeling a little bit of soreness now in that ankle. Can happen so quickly, of course. Players on high alert with the first major coming up in less than 2 weeks now at the Australian Open. For a tennis player, that's not a bad foot. See most tennis players' feet absolutely banged up. It's probably the one part of Roger Federer that wasn't perfect. Well hidden under tennis shoes and socks. And the WTA physio, and they are the best in the business. Will surely tell Emma Raducanu if she can continue. It's her opponent, Viktoria Kuzmova, in the background. She's played a brilliant second set. Really upped her game, particularly behind a second serve, where she won 0 points in the first set. Managed to win over 60% of second serve deliveries in set 2. Once again, concerned look on the faces from the Raducanu camp. Sebastian Sachs on the right, Will Herbert on the left. Nothing either of them can do about this. And let's hope Raducanu will continue after surely getting that ankle strapped. Massively struggled, didn't she, with injuries and form throughout the last season. Ranking fell to number 83 after her first round exits at the US Open. Best performance came late in the year, that semi-final run in Seoul. She was working a little bit with Dmitry Tursunov at that point, but she eventually had to retire with a left glute injury. Made the quarterfinals at Stuttgart, lost to Iga Swiatek, and the final 8 in Washington as well, falling to Samsonova. Biggest win of the year, arguably, for Raducanu, ranking-wise anyway. Came against Victoria Azarenka, the third round in Cincinnati. Nothing really was going to live up to her 2021 season, was it, though? It was just her 4th tournament at tour level, and she won the US Open, beating fellow teenager Leylah Fernandez, of course, in that final. And Fernandez is due up on this court next, following the conclusion of the Raducanu-Kuzmova match. Fernandez was absolutely terrific against Brenda Kvitova. It's the younger sister of Linda, whom Raducanu played in round 1. Not the only match going on in this indoor centre with very few fans. You can see in the background there Rebecca Marino taking on Isaline Bonaventure, the Belgian player. They're a set apiece. Bonaventure has the break in the third at 2-1. Already had wins for Danka Kovanic over Lauren Davis today. For Rebecca Masarova, who upset Sloane Stephens in round 1. She beats Anna Blinkova 6-1, 6-4. Coco Gauff got the better of Sophia Kenin in an all-American battle, as we received confirmation that Raducanu is receiving a medical timeout. Players evaluated first, and then they get the necessary time for the injury to be treated. Nice to see Karolina Muchova back on court, seemingly injury-free. She was a straight sets win over Ruse earlier today, 6-4, 6-1. Muchova playing on a protected ranking. She was a semi-finalist at the Australian Open a couple of years ago, before suffering from back and ankle injuries. So a waiting game for Viktoria Kuzmova in this one. She'll have the momentum as these two head into round or set 3. Emma Raducanu having her left ankle taped after a slip at the back of the court during a rally really late on in set 2. Went down, tried to recover, didn't manage to do so. Almost broken. Kuzmova moving into a 6-5 lead, and then for the second time of asking, managed to serve it out. Back-to-back aces for the 24-year-old Slovakian who has come through qualifying here, playing her 4th match of the week. Winner of 3 doubles titles on the Logic WTA Tour. This week enjoying wins over Elizabeth Mandlik and Varvara Gracheva in qualifying, and the Croatian-born American Bernarda Pera in round 1. Meantime, Emma Raducanu looking for her 6th career quarter-final. One of her goals this year, she said, is to win another title, to go with that US Open. For that to happen, though, of course, she's got to avoid injuries. This one seems very unlucky. British player has done well in this tournament before. That was Sarah Goma back in 1988. Reached the final that year. No Britain has won the tournament, and Raducanu is out to change that. And it'll be interesting to see how the movement is. I'm sure Kuzmova will test it in the early stages of this deciding set. Let's see. Kuzmova coach Thomas Hrnčak. No doubt that taping on the left ankle will be quite tight and will loosen as the match continues. So good news, though. Raducanu is able to continue. And she will serve to begin proceedings. Oh, this is not looking good for Emma Raducanu. A shake of the head. Well, it looked as though she might be heading to the net to say she couldn't continue. But this is very worrying signs, isn't it? The Raducanu camp. A lot of waiting for Kuzmova. And the misfortune of Emma Raducanu continues. Tears for the Briton. Going to call it a day. And that is really, really unfortunate for her. You've got to feel for the Briton. Just could not continue after that slip late on in the second set, where she rolled the left ankle. It's a worrying injury. And she'll head to the treatment room now. So it's Viktoria Kuzmova who can probably barely believe her luck after losing that first six love. She is through to the quarterfinals at the expense of the injured Emma Raducanu. Sad signs here at the ASB Classic. A real blow for tournament organisers as well. Marquee player. Someone the fans really enjoy watching. But it's Viktoria Kuzmova who's heading on to the quarterfinals. She was a semi-finalist here in 2019. And now one round away from matching that. Did brilliantly to come back, didn't she, in the second set? Didn't let her shoulders drop. And she'll make the most, surely, of this bitter disappointment for Emma Raducanu. Well, thanks so much for your company. We've got another match to come, and it should be a good one. As we have a look at the match summary, 1 hour and 34 minutes. The match not finished after Raducanu won the first set 6-love and Kuzmova took the second 7-5. 27 winners in the match for the Slovakian, 7 more than her unforced errors. Raducanu had more total points and more breaks, and she also had lots of breakpoint opportunities in that second set. Managed to break once, but Kuzmova broke twice. And that's the tale of the tape as Kuzmova goes through with Raducanu's withdrawal because of that left ankle injury. Kuzmova will face the 7th seeds, Kovanic, in the quarterfinals. So Leylah Fernandez is coming up right after this. For now, though, I'm Candy Reid. For the team, it's goodbye. 26-year-old Austrian Julia Grabher is enjoying the best spell of her professional tennis career and is up to a career-high ranking. But can she claim a third top 50 scalp on day 4 of main draw action here at the rain-hit ASB Classic in Auckland, New Zealand? I'm on the Hologic WTA Tour since a quarter-final showing at last year's Roland Garros when a fractured foot forced her to step away from the game. Hello and a warm welcome to Auckland. The ASB Classic has been moved inside today because of persistent rain. It's Leylah Annie Fernandez against Julia Grabher, and my name is Candy Reid. 2022 was looking so bright for Leylah Annie. She'd managed to defend her Monterey Open title, reach the 4th round of Indian Wells and surge into the last 8 in Paris, but then injury struck. And after a 2-month break, she returned to tennis for her home Canadian Open, but never recovered her previous form. So the new season is a new start for the former US Open finalist. She was terrific in round 1 here against the 15-year-old Czech sensation Brenda Fruhvirtova, losing just 2 games to the wild card. So Grabher wins the toss, and I couldn't make out whether she chose to serve or receive. We'll soon find out after a short warm-up as this round 2 match here at the ASB Classic gets underway. We're indoors. Well, the match between Rebecca Marino and Iseline Bonaventure has just been completed, and it's the Belgian player who's through to the quarterfinals, so that's who awaits the winner of this one. Leylah Annie Fernandez, the 3rd seed this week. We've already seen Sloane Stephens, the 2nd seed, and Bernarda Pera, the 4th seed, fall by the wayside. Coco Gauff, the top seed, advanced to the quarterfinals earlier today with a really good win over Sophia Kenin in straight sets. Well, what do we know about Julia Grabher? We know she's at a career high ranking of 82, 26 years old, 5'7", 1m70. She's won around $487,000 US to her name. Has a WTA title at the $125,000 level, 11 ITF titles. That WTA title coming in Bari, Italy. And it won't be considered a Hologic WTA title, but almost. She's been in sensational form, 313 career victories and making her debut here at the ASB Classic. Coming off a win over Teresa Martincova, the 8th career top 100 victory for Grabher, and won it 6-2 in the 3rd set on her 4th match point. Leylah Annie Fernandez, former US Open finalist, still just 20 years of age, left-hander from Canada, with a career high ranking of a number 13 in August of 2022. 2 titles after she won Monterey in 2021 and then defended it last year. Needed in exactly an hour to deliver a 1-on-1 victory against the 15-year-old Brenda Fruhvirtova. Faced 4 break points in that one, managed to save them all. Lost in the qualifiers in Auckland 2020. So making her main draw debut here this week. Just over $3 million in career prize money. A Montreal native who sometimes plays doubles with her sister Bianca Jolie. This week, though, she's playing doubles with Bethany Mattek-Sands, the US player.
1 minute.
And they will challenge Bolsova and Masarova of Spain in their next encounter. These two going head-to-head for their very first time. 6 years between them in age. Fernandez has said she's got tougher mentally and emotionally since reaching that US Open final 2021. But both she and Emma Raducanu have certainly faced their battles. The pressure very much increased, the attention as well. But we know the potential that both players have, and that is not Luca Laugera. He was actually the chair umpire for the previous match. So end of warm-up is called. And we're about to get this second round match underway. It is the final match here on this court. Play started outside, it's been moved inside. Leylah Annie Fernandez with a game face on. A warm welcome. If you're just joining us, we're at the ASB Classic. It's day 4 of main draw action of this rain-hit tournament, a Hologic WTA 250 event. Leylah Annie Fernandez ready to get going as she takes on Julia Grabher of Austria for the first time. Grabher won the toss and puts Fernandez into serve. My name's Candy Reid. Thanks very much for your company. Adjustments to be made on this faster surface indoors than the outside courts. Both players played their first round matches outdoors in between rain delays, of which there have unfortunately been many this week. Twenty-year-old Leylah Annie Fernandez conceded just 2 games to her first round opponent. That was 15-year-old Brenda Fruhvirtova. Played some really good stuff in that match. Brenda, a former Le Petit A champion. She won that title, the unofficial under-14 World Championships, a year after her sister clinched it. Oh, really solid start for Fernandez. She'll be delighted getting through the first service game to love. No trouble for the third seed. Six-year-old from Austria, Julia Grabher. Gets her first points of the match.
Final.
And Grabher taking a little time to warm up. Just have a couple of wins over top 50 players. Grabher beat Jill Teichmann, who was then ranked number 37 in Istanbul last year, 6-4, 6-4. And also overcame Tamara Zidanzek, 27th ranked player in Billie Jean King Cup action. That was an excellent serve. Poor miss forehand there, and it serves up a breakpoint chance for Leylah Annie. Defeated 3 top 5 players, didn't she, en route to that US Open run back in 2021. Well, that's superb from Grabher, making up for an earlier forehand mistake. Good return from Leylah Annie. Gives her another chance at an early break. Saw Emma Raducanu return beautifully in the first set of her match, which unfortunately she had to retire from in the third set. Rolled her ankle late in the second. Oh, that is right out of the top drawer. Fernandez catching the forehand return right in the centre of the strings. 2-love she leads. Oh, this is too good. Canadian in sensational form. Using that lefty slider, serve out wide. Typical pattern for a left-handed player. That's a serve which handcuffed the Austrian right at the body and moving towards the left-hand side. Very tricky to return. Grabher has a 23 win, 23 loss record against left-handers since her career began back in 2015. Good work from Grabher, gets her first points off the Fernandez serve. No trouble for Leylah Fernandez. Remarkable stuff. Nice punch volley into the open court and a 3-love lead. Julia Grabher making her first appearance in Auckland. Enjoyed a first-round win against Teresa Martincova. That means she's into the second round of a hard court event on the Logic WTA Tour for the first time. Oh, it's sensational. The wide forehand. A player, Grabher, who's currently ranked at a career high 82 this time last year, ranked 184. That is a meteoric rise. Oh, it's even better from Leylah Fernandez. Changes direction so well. It's incredibly difficult to do, but she makes it look easy. And then how about that volley? Made a couple of very successful forays to the net so far.
Goal.
Short angle from Grabher on the previous shot. Couldn't quite get round that inside-out forehand attempt. A wild miss. And 2 more chances for Fernandez to break. Such a positive player, isn't she? Even when the chips are down, Fernandez. You can never tell. Right now, it's all going her way. Double fault from Grabher and a double break for Leylah. Looks like she's completely recovered from the fractured foot she suffered at last year's Roland Garros. Such an unfortunate time because she was playing so beautifully. Fernandez into the quarterfinals there on the clay courts. She lost to Martina Trevisan, hurt her foot in the process. That injury took her out of the game completely for 2 months. She did return at the Canadian Open, but perhaps it was just because it was her home tournament. Might have done well to take a little bit more time to recover properly. First real unforced error from the racket of the Canadian. Like most tennis players, lives in Florida. Better weather and facilities, arguably. Also in Florida, lots of practice partners. A tennis player lives on every corner. She did win a round in Toronto, her home tournament. That was August last year. Beat Storm Sanders, now Storm Hunter, the Australian married in the off-season. Oh, it's a wonderful backhand. Really got her arms right through the entire ball. She's creating depth, power, precision, and consistency. 5-love, she leads.
Time.
It's been a perfect set so far for Leylah Annie Fernandez. She's got 2 breaks of serve, lost just 2 points behind her own serve, and has a 5-love lead. Julia Grabher serving to stay in this set. Should she lose this 6-love, Grabher, I'm sure will take some inspiration from what Viktoria Kuzmova was able to do on this court just a little earlier on against Emma Raducanu. Kuzmova lost the first set to the Brits, 6-love. Found her form in the second set, won it 7-5. But unfortunately, late in that second set, Raducanu rolled her ankle. Had it taped up for the beginning of the third, but decided she couldn't continue. So the injury problems continue to mount for a very teary and upset Raducanu, understandably so. Not wanting to risk it before the Australian Open. We can see the talent that Grabher has in those hands.
Leylah.
A nice variety. Looks like a right-handed Jill Teichmann. Not quite the results that the Swiss has managed yet. And not quite the defensive skills either. Again, this court is playing very fast though. And Leylah Anna Fernandez has really been driving the ball nice and deep. She's got a set point. Takes it at the first opportunity. Perfect set of tennis from the 20-year-old. 6-love.
Time.
Pretty perfect set of tennis from Leylah Anna Fernandez. Held 3 times, broke 3 times, won it 6-love. 1 set away from the quarterfinals here in her main draw debut at the ASP Classic. Well, good work continues. This is a woman in confident mood. Played very similarly to the way she did in round 1, where she took out Brenda Frovitova, the 15-year-old wild card from the Czech Republic. Could have been a bit of a banana skin. As it proved, a 6-1 victory in just an hour. Grabher lost her first set to Teresa Martincova, her first round opponent. Come back beautifully from that one. On the first set, 6-1. Second set, 6-1. The third set, 6-2 against the Czech. So perhaps she'll be able to come up with something good here. It's another step up.
40-50.
Goes with the chip return, just slightly came underneath it too much. And has still only lost 3 points behind her serve in the entire match. Another routine service hold for Leylah Ani. The first 7 games go her way. And it's been quick too, just 24 minutes on the clock. And let's have a look at how it all unfolded. Set 1, 19-minute affair. Leylah Ani Fernandez doing so well behind the first serve. She won 9 out of 11, won all 3 points behind the second serve as well. Broke 3 times. Grabher not finding a break point of her own. This is fast, running away from the Austrian. She's got to try and find a way to turn it around, just like Viktoria Kuzmova did against Emma Raducanu, having also lost the first set 6-love. Fernandez has actually lost a couple of matches after winning a set 6-love in her career. The last time it happened was back in 2020 in Cincinnati, where she won the first set against Ons Jabeur before the Tunisian rose up. That's a wonderful serve. Grabher desperate to not be broken again. She's got a lot of work to do still. That one lands long. Or does it? Nope, it's called in. It's to hit the back of the line. It's a better point from Grabher. She just misses wide though. Too much to do after a love 40 start. That's another break for Fernandez, the 3rd seed here this week. The draw has really opened up now. Coco Gauff looming large at the top though. She's through after a 6-4, 6-4 win over Sofia Kenin. Put in a good account for herself. Kenin still ranked outside the world's top 200 right now.
Thank you.
That ball is coming too fast for Grabher to try and create kind of angle she's aiming for. Just play a little bit more down the middle, a little bit more patience, work the point. Late start to this match. It's now 11:15 local time. No cold or windy weather to worry about though. First matches of the day did actually start outdoors. Julin against Venus Williams and Lauren Davis up against Danka Kovanic. But they were swiftly moved inside when the rain began. That chip return is just not working for Grabher. She's got to try and come up with a different solution. Been a serving masterclass so far. This time it's a swing and a miss. And another very routine hold for Leylah Ani. 9 games played and she's taken them all.
Time.
Popular player on the Hologic WTA Tour is Leylah Ani Fernandez. Alizé Cornet even keeps a Polaroid of the two of them together in her bag. Says she'd love to play doubles with the Canadian sometime. She's got talent in spades, hasn't she, and an attitude to match as well. Blair Henley tells a funny story about Leylah Ani Fernandez in an exhibition, a fun match, or a fun game they were playing. It was last year in Indian Wells, Miami, and the players were trying to get the ball from the ball machine back into the ball machine. Leylah Ani Fernandez was trying her best, talking positively to herself, saying, come on, you can do this. Loves the competition. Oh, just nothing going Grabher's way. It just hasn't found a rhythm or a form. The ball and proceedings going far too quick for her at the moment. Yet more break points. One wiped away, one more to come. Grabher's first serve percentage decent, 80%. She's only managed to win a couple of points behind the first serve when she lands it. And that is a third. Absolute beautiful strike. And another one, back-to-back beauties. I'm sure she'll be extremely relieved to avoid another bagel set, if that's the way this is going. There's Grabher on the boards. Worked hard for it, 15-40. Paula Vieira Souza, our Brazilian umpire. Hasn't had too much to do today so far. Now finally, Julia Grabher has got going, and must be a few warning signs now in the camp of Fernandez. No doubt Fernandez will actually prefer the challenge. Players had a few days off because of all the rain. These early tournaments are the warm-up for the big one, the first major of the year, the Australian Open. Fernandez beaten in round one of the Aussie Open last year. Taken down by the wildcard Madison Inglis. 6-4, 6-2, a rather surprising result. Foot called. Didn't play again until Monterrey in February, where she defended her title. February and March, actually, in 2022 were quite remarkable for Leylah Annie. She won it in Monterrey. Then won a couple of matches in Indian Wells, beating Amanda Anisimova and Shelby Rogers. Saved 9 match points in 2 matches, beating Camila Osorio in Monterrey and Anisimova in Indian Wells. That shows the competitiveness of Fernandez, who serves a beautiful ace and moves into a 4-1 second set lead.
Time.
Julia Grabher is on the board, managed to hold from 1540 last time out. And she's shown a little bit more of her abilities in the last couple of games, but Leylah Fernandez still far too strong for the Austrian at this point. Grabher is really running out of time. It's just too good, isn't it? It was an excellent serve from Grabher. Probably can't believe quite what's happening to her. Up at a career high ranking of number 82. In fact, in the live rankings, she's at number 81 right now, playing against the world number 40. It's a terrific serve. That's how really good it needs to be. Look at the grey-haired camp. Just seen their player overwhelmed and outplayed today. Oh.
15:30.
Well, for most players, that would be a lucky return, but not for Leylah Annie. Knew exactly what she wanted to do with that. Cutting off the angle. Back-to-back wins really haven't come too frequently for Leylah Fernandez since that fractured foot at Roland Garros. Managed to win a couple of times in Tampico in October last year before losing to her countrywoman Rebecca Marino. So this would be excellent news for her. At the start of the 2023 season, she breaks again. And surely now this is just a formality as she serves for the match. Grabher might as well go for broke. Nothing to lose at this point. Matter of personal pride. Oh, it's just phenomenal for Leylah Fernandez. And again, it shows the value of playing doubles, which she does quite frequently. Playing with Bethany Mattox-Sands this week. Excellent net skills. Been serving like an absolute giant. So hard to read because she can just pronate the wrist and forearm, create an angle that the returner isn't expecting. Two match points for Leylah Fernandez. She'll be delighted probably to get this done in well under an hour. It's been a top draw performance, just like she managed in round one. Well, it looked well in, didn't it? A little smirk from Fernandez. She won't be too worried about that. Job done for the third seed from Canada. An easy win over Julia Grabher in their first meeting. It's Leylah Annie Fernandez moving through to the quarterfinals. 6-love, 6-1. Allows herself a small smile, but won't want to gloat against an opponent that she was far better on the day than. 2 sets played in well under an hour. And the numbers made for a very nice reading from Fernandez, who's now lost 3 games total in her 2 encounters. A wonderful start to the 2023 season. As for Grabher, I'm sure she'll take quite a lot out of this tournament. Had an excellent win over Teresa Martincova in the first round, beating the Czech 6-2 in the third, her 8th career top 100 victory. But Leylah Annie Fernandez, a couple of classes apart today. And she's got to be a real contender for this title. I'm sure tournament organisers will be absolutely delighted that Fernandez is in the other half of the draw than the top seed Coco Gauff. At this point, these two look pretty likely to meet in Sunday's final. We shall soon see. Lots of tennis to be played until then. And that was the final singles match. On court today, there is a doubles encounter going on right now. But that was a clinical, to say the least. Fernandez winning 85% of points behind the first serve, 17 of 20. And lost just 3 points also behind the second serve throughout the entire match. Success rate of almost 79%. It's nice that a relaxed Fernandez can joke and laugh with the team. You don't see that too often in professional tennis. It's serious business. A lot at stake. But the way that Leylah Annie Fernandez, you can quite understand her delight. So here's a summary of the 44-minute encounter. Those are the numbers. 5 from 10 on the break points, and didn't allow Grabher even a look at the Fernandez serve. A fine day at the office. One game lost. She said she was tougher mentally and emotionally following that US Open final. She's had a lot of action to deal with. And now she'll have to deal with Iseline Bonaventure, the Belgian player, who came back from a set deficit against the 8th seed Rebecca Marino to win 6-3 in the third. It will be a challenge perhaps for Fernandez, but the way she's playing, Bonaventure is going to have to come up with something pretty special. Well, thanks so much for your company. My name's Candy Reid for the team. It's a very good night.
Forehand is firing. More encouraging signs again for Jabeur as she heads, hopefully, one more point needed for the tie break.
Game Jabeur.
And there it is.
6 games all, tie break.
Real tussle for this set.
Receive 1 additional challenge.
Jabeur's second serve really being punished today. Just 5 from 18, 28% of points won behind the second serve. That's why she will be pleased to see the back of those kind of numbers. She can get through this set, if being the key word.
Jabeur.
Instant mini break goes the way of the Tunisian. What a point. Well, she thought one of the balls was long, and the backhand is getting a rigorous examination today from Cirstea. But she found her way through, having defended valiantly to counter-attack. Ooh. Oh, let's hope she's okay. Always really shakes you up when you take a tumble like that. Just gave way that left ankle. Just lose your confidence a little bit in your footwork.
Jabeur.
She was 2 points behind on the overall scoreboard going into this tiebreak. Now she's nosed in front. 36 to 35. Healthy cushion on the scoreboard though. Just testing out that ankle to make sure all is well for Cirstea. Looks a little dejected after that. I'm not surprised. Seems okay, happily. She was really careful there with her footwork, Cirstea.
6-1.
If she hadn't had a tumble, she'd have won that point. But just took a bit more time. And it allowed Jabeur back into the rally. And the point was hers, and now surely the set.
6-2. Jabeur.
Hold on. Hold on.
6-3. Jabeur.
Well, if she is to lose this set, she's going to go down swinging. Jabeur makes the opening set hers, but it was awfully complicated at times. Cirstea made sure of that, but in the end it's the world number 2 who strikes first via the tiebreak.
Second set, Jabeur to serve. Fifteen love. Leylah.
Looking to put her foot well and truly on the accelerator here. There's the pattern when the first serve is
30,
missed.
50.
Cirstea all over that return and bossing the rally as a result.
Thirty.
Delightful,
40.
dazzling skills from Jabeur.
Game, Jabeur. First game.
No nonsense
second
start to the second set. Old number 2 not wanting to budge an inch. And again, the first serve percentage, so important. Look how well she does behind that first serve when it lands. 86% of first serves won. Just not as many in that opening set as she would have liked, but it climbed as the set went on, and the winners column so healthy. Plenty of unforced errors too, but she had enough in that opening set. That was the key.
love.
Outstanding.
15.
Devastating angle she was able to find from there. Look at the little adjustment steps to make sure she was where she wanted to be to make that contact. Stop it! How on earth has she won that point?
15-30.
This is phenomenal, the reaction skills there, but also the get.
30-40. Juice. Advantage, Jabeur.
Oh, Cirstea just didn't pick that backhand. She's gone to the Tunisian backhand a lot in this match. Sublime tennis from Jabeur.
Jabeur leads by 2 games to love.
The most biting, gorgeous slice backhand. Pinches the break of serve at the start of the second set. And Cirstea just trying to process what's happened out here. She was toe-to-toe with the world number 2 until that tie break. So good. And you can feel the confidence now flowing from the racket of Jabeur.
Love. Love. Game, Jabeur.
It's been a rapid start to this second set. You feel the wind has rather gone out of the sails of Sorana Cirstea. Jabeur marching on.
Love 15. Jabeur is challenging the call.
Needed that.
Right, near sideline. Ball was called in.
She's not sure. It looked like it just caught a nibble of the line.
Ball stands.
A tiny, bite-sized
15.
chunk.
Jabeur has 2 challenges remaining.
And if Cirstea is to find anything, it has to come now, you suspect. Needs to get on the scoreboard and just try and start applying some pressure. Easier said than done, especially with the first serve of Jabeur on the rise. And then there's that.
30.
Inspired tennis again. It's been quite the swing. It was on a plate. Couldn't quite serve up the slice down the line though on Jabeur, and Cirstea is on the scoreboard in this second set. Not giving her opponent a sniff on return at the moment.
Game Jabeur.
Emphatic service hold from Jabeur. Still hasn't lost a point behind her first serve in this second set. And a very healthy 4-1 lead is hers. That backhand has seen plenty of traffic today. Started to really fire in the second set.
Out. Love 30.
Cleverly done, straight down the middle.
Love 40.
Cirstea hasn't won a point behind her second serve in the second set. In big trouble now.
Game Jabeur.
Jabeur is motoring towards the finish line and a place in the quarterfinals here. Nothing, it would seem, that Cirstea can do about it in the second set.
Love 15.
The job is almost done.
50.
Nice start to the season for the world number 2, Jabeur. A nice test as well. Fair to say that Cirstea just wasn't quite the same player after that tumble in the first set tiebreak. A really close opening set. But Jabeur just ran away with it in the second set. Into the quarterfinals then in Adelaide. The top seed off and running. Well, plenty of positives, I think, not the least of which is that she was really pushed in that match, especially in the opening set. We will never know what would have happened if Cirstea hadn't fallen so heavily in that third point of the tiebreak. But what we do know and can say with certainty is the first serve was returning with a vengeance for Jabeur. Had having been absent at times in that opening set. And Cirstea took advantage of that brilliantly. Well, it's always nice to see Sorana Cirstea playing well. Hopefully that ankle is okay. She heads on to challenges new. Jabeur, they will be back tomorrow in the last 8. And the 2023 season starts with a win.
Well, Ons, that first set, close as can be, and Sorana, she's so tough. But once you got through that tiebreak, first off, how important was that for you, and what were you happiest with coming away? That was a master class in set 2. You've got to feel pretty good. Your first match of the season.
Yeah, I mean, she's a, great player. I had 2 breaks up, but she pushed me to do more and more. And as soon as it clicked for me for the second set, it was much better. So next time I'll try to win this match easier. You know, that's the point for me, and what I'm trying to learn, to not waste a lot of games like this. But pretty happy with the performance. 2023, you know, first win. I'm going for more, and hopefully it's gonna be great here.
You know, it's a double-edged sword. Yeah, you can clap for that, Adelaide. That's okay. It's tough. You come in as the #1 seed. You get that bye. It's the 5th day of the tournament, Ons. That was your first match.
I felt like I was here for like a year already. I came very early. If I knew I was playing today, I would have come later, you know, but I've been enjoying the hot weather, the cold weather. I don't know what's happening, you know, so, but it's amazing.
Well, it's great to have you here, obviously. You had an incredible 2022, getting to those 2 Grand Slam finals as you did at Wimbledon and the US Open. What expectations do you set for yourself this year, or what expectations do you not have for 2023?
Well, I mean, definitely no more losing finals in a Grand Slam, that's one thing. But I'm just, you know, going to play fearless, just go there and play my game. I want the #1 spot. I want to win Grand Slam titles, you know. I just want to make, you know, Tunisia happy. I want to make Africa happy. I want to make people from my region happy. So for me, I just want to break more and create more history, for sure.
You spent a lot of time on the tennis court last year, but during the off-season, did a few photo shoots. You're on Arab Vogue cover, among others, I'm sure. But when you look back at the season that you had off the court, what are 1 or 2 things that you just say, wow, I can't believe that I've helped create this life for myself in tennis?
Well, maybe if tennis doesn't work, I'd be a model, you know, so I'm not sure. Definitely not, no. Yeah, definitely just, one thing is I'm very grateful for the love that I receive everywhere I go. So thank you guys for staying up late. I really appreciate it, and thank you for your support. That's really one thing I am very, very grateful for. Thank you.
She's your top seed. She just won her first match of the year. Let's hear it for Ons Jabeur.
She's always such fun, but there is plenty to do on the Ons Jabeur to-do list, isn't there? Made that pretty clear. And once again, setting the target of the world #1 ranking. She's coming for Iga Swiatek, that's for sure. Hoping to start the year with a title in Adelaide. That will be the stated aim. So popular wherever she goes, and she loves the fans, and the fans love her. Well, in the end, it was that ability to deliver behind the first serve, and that first serve percentage rose as the match went on, crucially. Look at the winner. Set where she showed us a bit of everything that she possesses, and there's plenty of it. So a nice performance, a nice win. for Jabeur, and challenges are new for her tomorrow in the quarterfinals. It'll be a fun match tomorrow. She can look forward to a match-up with Marta Kostyuk in the last 8. And the seeds have tumbled at regular intervals here in Adelaide, so she'll be very relieved that she managed to come through that. So confirmation of the last 8 standing. The top seed is still there. We'll see her tomorrow. Look at the qualifier, Linda Noskova, the 18-year-old. Come through quali. Has got a chance to cement her growing reputation by beating Vika Azarenka tomorrow. Kudermetova's still there, and Arina Sabalenka. So the jostling for position really continues. We'll have all 4 of those quarterfinals from Adelaide tomorrow. I do hope you can join us from early on tomorrow, but from me, Sue Thel, and Tim White and the team, it's a very good night.
Brand new ones. Yes? No? Real ones, brand new, have been sent over.
Too stressing.
Good. I put them on 1 and 2 around on the show court, you boys put them on yours.